morning, dear students. Welcome back to our YouTube classes. In this class, we are going to study about the chapter called Light, Reflection and Refraction, which is very important for your examination point of view. Yes, let us understand the chapter called Light, Reflection and Refraction. Light, Reflection and Refraction. Before going to study about the reflection and refraction, let me ask you, what do you mean by light? Light andre enu? Light is nothing but it is a form of energy. Hauda hangandre enu light is a form of energy andre? So light is a form of energy means it must do some work so that we said to be a form of energy. Energy means what? Capacity to do the work. Light ಏನು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡುತ್ತಪ್ಪ? Light ಏನು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ? So that we are saying it is a form of energy. First one, light is used to see the things around us. ನಮ್ಮ ಸುತ್ತಮುತ್ತ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇರುವಂತ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ನೆಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಬೇಕಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಲೈಟ್ ಬೇಕು. ಇದು ಒಂದಾಯ್ತು. Second one, light is used in the photosynthesis. So already we studied about the photosynthesis, correct? Photosynthesis andre ಏನು? Plants prepare their own food by using the sunlight. So ಇದು ಒಂದು ಕೆಲಸ ಐತೆ, ಅದೊಂದು ಕೆಲಸ ಐತೆ. Therefore light is said to be what? Form of energy. Is said to be what? Form of energy. That yes. So ಇದು ಒಂದು important form of energy ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ light has a different characteristics of light. So one of the important property of light ಯಾವುದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ, so light always travels along the straight path without bending from the source. Imagine sun is a source of light. So sun is the very ಏನ್ ಬರ್ತವೆ rays of light ಬರ್ತವೆ, but they always travels along the straight path without bending. With the speed of light 3 into 10 raised to 5 kilometer per second ಆಗಿರಬಹುದು, ಅಥವಾ 3 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second. Exam 100% ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, what is the speed of light? Express in terms of kilometer ಇದ್ರೆ 3 into 10 raised to 5 kilometer per second or 3 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second. This is the speed of light. So this important character ಅಥವಾ important property ಏನು ಕರಿತೀವಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ rectilinear propagation. So rectilinear propagation is nothing but what? Light always travels along the straight path without bending. This phenomenon we call it as rectilinear propagation, right? So now let us understand what are the characteristics of light. There are different characteristics of light. So first character is what? Light reflection. Second one, refraction of light. Third one, diffraction, polarization, interference. So these are the different characteristics of light. But in this chapter, we are going to study only about the two characteristics. So first characteristics of light is a reflection of light. Second character is what? Refraction of light. So these are the two important characteristics of light that we are studying in this chapter. ಈ ಒಂದು ಲೆಸನ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಎರಡು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ನ ಓದೋಣ್ರಿ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಯಾವುದು? That is light reflection. Okay, now let us study about the reflection of light. In reflection of light andre, now look at this. Reflection of light. Okay, simple. So when a ray of light, so consider this is a well polished surface anta tilkolodi. This is a well polished surface. Say it is a mirror anta consider. What? This is nothing but mirror anta consider madam, right? So reflection means what? Reflection is nothing but when a ray of light falls on the surface of the mirror. Actually ಹೋಗಬೇಕಾಗಿದ್ರೆ straight ಆಗಿ ಹೋಗಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು, ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾ? Because of rectilinear propagation light always travels along the straight path, correct? But when a ray of light falls on the, look at this, so the ray of light falls on the surface of the mirror, instead of going straight, the ray bounces back. The ray bounces back. Hope you understood? The ray bounces back. This bouncing of ray is called a reflection of light. Or we can say that when a ray of light falls on the well-polished surface such as mirror, the ray of light bounces back to the same medium. So here this is what we consider as air medium, and this is considered as a glass medium. Hope you understood? So mirror we can say that. This is what a mirror is, another medium. Okay, another medium. So when a ray of light falls on the polished surface mirror, it bounces back on the same medium. This phenomenon is called as reflection of light. Hope you understood? Now, how does exactly the reflection takes place? If they are asked to describe Madri anta kelidre, look at this. A ray of light which falls on the surface of the glass. A ray of light which falls on the surface of the glass. That ray is called incident ray anta kelidre. Very, very important. Incident ray. So, where does it incident? It incident on the surface of the mirror at a particular point. Look at this point. It falls at a particular point. That point we call it as a point of incidence. Point of incidence. So from the point of incidence only, the light is bounces back. The light is moving back. We can say that. Okay. So this reflected, or we can say that this bouncing ray is called what? Reflected ray. Reflected ray. Very, very important. Now look at this. A ray of light which falls on the surface of the mirror is called incident ray. Where it falls at a point is called point of incident. From the point of incident, the ray is bouncing back. This ray is called as what? Reflected ray. Okay. Now consider a ray or a straight line which is passing through the point of incident. A ray which is passing through, or we can say that undeviated, means without changing the direction. So the undeviated ray passing through the point of incidence. Passing through the point of incident is called normal ray. Is called what? Normal ray. Very, very important. So these are the important points here. Now look at this. When you draw the normal ray, there is a formation of angle between incident ray and a normal ray. The angle formed between incident ray and a normal ray, it is called angle of incidence. It is called what? Angle of incidence. Similarly, the angle formed between a reflected ray and a normal ray is called angle of reflection. So, if they ask in the examination, describe the reflection of light. So, like this, you have to describe. You have to draw the diagram and explain these important points. Clear? I hope you understood. Now, let us understand. So, what are the laws of reflection? What are the laws of reflection? Based on the reflection of light, we have two laws. Just now we saw. Look at this array. What I told you. So this is what a plane mirror. From the plane mirror, if you draw the ray which is falls at the point, is called what? Incident ray. Okay, it incident at a point. Where it is? Pointer. Look at this. We can call it as PQ. The point of incident is what? PQ is incident ray. PQ is what? Incident ray. Similarly, Q is what? Q is a point of incidence. Point of incidence. Okay. Now, from the point of incident, the ray is bouncing back. The ray is what? Bounces back. This bouncing ray, PQR, let us say is R. So QR is reflected. QR is what? Reflected ray. Okay, this is how we are described, right? And two more points. The ray which is undeviated passing through the point of incident is called normal ray, and there is a formation of angle called angle of incident, and there is a formation of angle between the reflected and normal rays called angle of reflection. Clear? So based on the reflection of light, we have two laws. First law, very very important. First law. Look at the diagram. The incident ray normal to the point of incident and the reflected ray all lie on the same plane. So this is the only one plane mirror. So all these rays are lying on the same plane. This is the first law. This is what? First law. Incident ray normal to the point of incident and the reflected ray all lie on the same plane. This is the first law. Now second law, very very important. Second law, what it states, so angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. Angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. Hingandre enu nodi, idu plane mirror anta consider madri. Okay, this is a plane mirror. So when a ray of light, or we can say that when the ray of light incident at an angle of 30 degree, if it incident at an angle of 30 degree, it get reflected at what? 30 degree only. That means if angle of incident is equal to 30 degree, angle of reflection is also what? 30 degree. If the angle of incident is 45 degree, then angle of reflection is also 45 degree. Hope you understood? So this is about the second law of reflection. Second law of reflection. Hope you understood? Yes. Now we are understood how the reflection takes place through the plane surface or plane mirror. Now suppose ಈ plane mirror na ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ bend ಮಾಡೋಣ, curve ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ? So plane mirror ನೋಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ. When we stand in front of mirror, we see our image only. ಬಾಜು ಮನಿದಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಣೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ನಮ್ದೇ ಇಮೇಜ್ ಕಾಣ್ತದೆ. ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾ? ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಆಗತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ರಿಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಲೈಟ್, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ಈಸ್ ಲ್ಯಾಟ್ರಲಿ ಇನ್ವರ್ಟೆಡ್. ಲ್ಯಾಟ್ರಲಿ ಇನ್ವರ್ಟೆಡ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈಗ ನೋಡಿ, ನಾ ಲೆಫ್ಟ್ ಸೈಡ್ ಏನ್ ಹಾಕಿನಿ, ವಾಚ್ ಹಾಕಿನಿ. ನಾ ಮಿರರ್ ಮುಂದೆ ಹೋಗಿ ನಿಂತಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರ ರೈಟ್ ಸೈಡ್ ಕಾಣುತ್ತ. ಸಿಮಿಲರ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ರೈಟ್ ಸೈಡ್ ಮೂಗುತಿ ಹಾಕೊಂಡಿರ ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊರಿ, ಮಿರರ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಲೆಫ್ಟ್ ಸೈಡ್ ಕಾಣ್ತದ. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಲಾಟ್ರಲಿ ಇನ್ವರ್ಟೆಡ್. So how does the reflection takes place through the plane mirror anta kelidre, andre reflection takes place through the plane mirror, how it is? Laterally inverted. Now let us understand about the spherical mirrors. Spherical mirror ಏನಂದ್ರೆ spherical mirror ಅಂದ್ರೆ mirror ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು, plane mirror ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು, right? So plane mirror is nothing but what it is a laterally like vertical in line ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು, ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ. Yes, in a spherical ಅಂದ್ರೆ the mirror whose reflecting surface is either curved inwards or outwards. ಹೆಂಗ್ರಿ ನೋಡಿ, ಈ ತರ ಕರ್ವ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೇಕು, ಹಿಂಗ ಈ ತರ ಔಟ್ವರ್ಡ್ ಕರ್ವ್ ಬಂತಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ this is the back of the mirror and this front ಕಾಣಕತ್ತಲ್ರಿ, ಈ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಗೆ ನಾವೇನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, if it is curved outwards. Similarly, look at this, if it is curved inwards, so this is the back of the mirror. Look at this, we can observe here the mirror whose reflecting surface is curved outwards, or if it is curved inwards like this, inwards like curved ಆಗಿರಬಹುದು, outward curved ಆಗಿತ್ತಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ such mirrors we call as spherical mirrors anta kariteve. Enta mirrors re spherical mirrors. How to define the spherical mirror? The mirror whose reflecting surface is either curved inwards or outwards. So such mirrors are called as spherical mirrors. Look at this. Now suppose if the spherical mirror is curved outward, then it is called what? Convex mirror. It is called what? Convex mirror. If it is curved inwards, then it is called a concave mirror. So ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಿ, ನಮಗೆ ಅದು ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಆಗ್ತೈತಿ ಅಂತ, ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಆಗ್ಲಾರ್ದಂಗ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮನೆ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಸ್ಪೂನ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ದಿನ ಟಿಫಿನ್ ಸ್ಪೂನ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ತಿಂತಿರಲ್ಲ, ಆ ಸ್ಪೂನ್ ಒಳಗೆ 2 ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಬರ್ತವೆ. ಒಂದು ತಿನ್ನೋ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಹಿಂದಿನ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಲುಕ್ ಅಟ್ ದಿಸ್. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಈ ತಿನ್ನೋ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕರ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್, ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾ? ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಹಿಂದಿನ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಕರ್ವ್ ಔಟ್ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್, ಅದನ್ನ ಏನಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊರಿ, ಸ್ಪೆರಿಕಲ್ ಮಿರರ್ ಅನ್ಕೋರಿ. ಸೊ ತಿನ್ನೋ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಗೆ ನಾವೇನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, ಕಾನ್ಕೇವ್ ಮಿರರ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೆಯೋಣ. ಸೊ ಹಿಂದಿನ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಗೆ ಕಾನ್ವೆಕ್ಸ್ ಮಿರರ್. Then how to define it? The mirror whose reflecting surface is curved inwards is called a concave mirror. The mirror whose reflecting surface is curved outward, it is called convex mirror. This is how to define the spherical mirror. So if the exam ola hen keltare, so what are the types of spherical mirror? There are 2 types of spherical mirror, concave mirror and convex mirror. Clear? So this is about the 2 types of mirrors. Yes, now already we studied about how the reflection takes place through that is polished surface. Clear? Now let us understand how the reflection takes place through the spherical mirror. I already told you how many types of spherical mirror we have. 2 types of spherical mirror. So first one we will take it as concave mirror. What we call it as concave mirror. And second type is what? Convex mirror. Convex mirror. Clear? So these are the 2 types of spherical mirror. Right? ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆಂಗ್ ರಿಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ important. So look at this concave mirror ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಹೇಳಿದೆ, the mirror whose reflecting surface is curved inwards. So this is a back of the mirror. ಇದೇನಿದು back of the mirror ಅಂತ ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. Right? ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ತರ ರಿಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? So before understanding the reflection of mirror, reflection of what? Light through the spherical mirror. So we have important terms to be studied. Important terms ಯಾವ ಬರ್ತಾವ? Look at the important terms before understanding, right? Now ಈಗ ನಾ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ, important terms ಅಂದ್ರೆ which is related to what? Spherical mirror. That means concave ಆಗಿರಬಹುದು, convex ಆಗಿರಬಹುದು, right? So this is concave ಅಂದ್ರೆ this is what? Convex. So in convex ಇದು it is the back of the mirror, this is the back of the mirror. Okay, understood? Yes. Now look at this important terms ಯಾವುದು, ಯಾವ ತರ ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು. ಆ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಟರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ರಿಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಲೈಟ್ ಥ್ರೂ ದ ಸ್ಪೆರಿಕಲ್ ಮಿರರ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂದಾಗ ಆ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಟರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ನೋಡಿ, ದ ಸೆಂಟರ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಸ್ಪೆರಿಕಲ್ ಮಿರರ್. The center point of the spherical mirror is called pole of the mirror ಅಂತ ಕರೀತೀವಿ. Pole of the mirror, either in the concave or either in the convex. ಎರಡು ಒಂದೇ. Look at this. ಇದು concave ಹೇಳಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಕೂಡ pole of the mirror. Center point of the mirror is called pole of the mirror. Clear? Yes. Second one, the reflective part of the mirror. ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಮಟ್ಟ ರಿಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ನೋಡ್ರಿ. ಈಗ ಒಂದು ಮಿರರ್ ಇಡೋಣ, ನಮ್ಮ ಮುಂದೆ ಮಿರರ್ ಇಟ್ಟಾಗ ನಾವೊಂದು ರೆಕ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಯುಲರ್ ಮಿರರ್ ಇಟ್ಟಿವಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ರೆಕ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಯುಲರ್ ಮಿರರ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ನಮ್ದು ಎಷ್ಟು ಬಾಡಿ ಫೇಸ್ ಕಾಣುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ರಿಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತೀವಿ. ಅದೇ ಯಾವ್ದು ರಿಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವ್ ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, ಅಪರ್ಚರ್ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಅಪರ್ಚರ್ ಇದು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಅಪರ್ಚರ್, ಅಪ್ಪ ಪಂಚರ್ ಅಲ್ರಿ, ಮತ್ತ ಅಪರ್ಚರ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಅಪ್ಪ ಪಂಚರ್ ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಹೌದಾ? ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅಪರ್ಚರ್. So reflective part of the spherical mirror is called aperture. Second one ಏನು ಹೇಳಿದೆ, pole. The center point of the mirror is called what? Pole of the mirror. This is the second one. Pole of the mirror. Pole of the mirror. Now third one, a straight line. A straight line passing through the pole of mirror. A straight line passing through the pole of mirror like this. Illu pass agutte, allu pass agutte. Okay, a straight line passing through the pole of the mirror is called principal axis. Principal axis anta karithivi. Very very important, right? A straight line passing through the pole of a mirror is called principal axis. Now next principal axis ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತಾ? Now okay, take next. So ಯಾವ ಮಿರರ್ ಇದು? concave mirror. Okay na? So this is the back of the mirror, right? So next after that, straight line passing through the pole of mirror called principal axis. A straight line or rays of light parallel to the principal axis. The rays of light parallel to the principal axis. After reflection, they meet at a point on the principal axis. Look at this. The rays were they are meeting at a point. So this is a point. This point we call it as principal focus. And it is denoted by capital F. And we have here P. This is the pole of the mirror. Next important term is the distance between pole of the mirror and principal focus. The distance between pole of the mirror and principal focus is called focal length. Focal length. It is denoted by small f. ಈ ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ? ಫೋಕಲ್ ಲೆಂತ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್, ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದ ಸ್ಪೆರಿಕಲ್ ಮಿರರ್. ಓಕೆ, ಕಾನ್ಕೇವ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಸ್ಪೆರಿಕಲ್ ಮಿರರ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಡ್ರಾ ದ ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನರಿ ಲೈನ್ to form a sphere, this sphere has a center. Called center of curvature. So look at this. If you draw the imaginary line to form a sphere, this sphere has a center called center of curvature, and the radius is called, this is nothing but radius, right? So this radius is called radius of curvature. Clear? So these are the important terms related to spherical mirrors. Now, which are the important terms we discussed here? First important term yadu, that is pole of the mirror. How to define the pole of the mirror? The center point of the spherical mirror is called pole of the mirror. Second one, the reflective part of the mirror. Is called aperture. Aperture. Third one yavudri? Okay, the straight line passing through the pole of the mirror. The straight line passing through the pole of the mirror is called principal axis. Pole of the mirror is called principal axis. In a fourth one, parallel rays which are parallel rays or rays of light parallel to the principal axis. After reflection from the spherical mirror, they meet at a point on the principal axis. That point we call it as principal focus. And this principal focus is denoted by capital F. And the distance between pole of the mirror and principal focus, that distance we call it as focal length. What is that? Focal length. And this focal length is denoted by capital F. Clear? And two more it is one. The imaginary line drawn from the spherical mirror to form the sphere. That sphere has a center called center of curvature. It is denoted by C. And last one, that is a radius. The sphere has a radius, that is called radius of curvature. This radius of curvature is denoted by R. So these are the important terms related to spherical mirrors. Very important. Examination point of view, these are very important. So exam olaga niಮಗೆ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, define the following: principal focus, focal length. ಬಹಳ ಸಲ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಕೂಡ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಿದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಇದನ್ನ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ರಿ. ಡೌಟ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ರಿಪೀಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂತ ನೋಡ್ರಿ. ಓಕೆನಾ? So this is about the first part. Idu first part, second part idu aiti. So we will discuss in the next class. Thank you. Have a good day.